Hey guys, NoZoupForYou here, and this is a quick re-look at the Mutsu. Yes, that's right, we are revisiting this very unique Tier 6 battleship that has torpedoes, mainly because in my original review, I poo-pooed on it. Not completely, but I definitely noticed there were a ton of faults on the Mutsu. So much that I felt like the entire pre-release review I was harping on the cons because there just weren't a lot of pros to go on. Mainly I cited that it was slow, very sluggish. It operated like a slug, which apparently some of you caught as a reference to some anime related stuff. That was not my intention. However, it worked out awesome because yeah, well, just look that up. I'm not gonna go into ship-related anime right now on this Mutsu review. If you're into that type of stuff, you've probably picked up on that already. Anyhow, yeah, the Mutsu looks like it's gonna shoot Slurm out the rear. That's a Futurama reference for all of you out there. Slurm. If you watch Futurama, you probably got that too just now. Anyhow, I digress. The Mutsu. So yeah, I said it was slow. Both in speed, both in turning, both in its gun reload. It was squishy, it could get pinned from all angles, it could get citadeled from all angles, and it just was not fun for a Tier 6 battleship that has the largest guns in Tier 6. It was not operating the way that I wanted it to operate in a battleship. And part of the other issue was the ship's propensity to get up-tiered, and you just could not survive getting up-tiered. So, flash forward, the actual ship has been released. We have the final product. All changes that I mentioned that were going to happen happened. They have been implemented, and we now have Mutsu 2.0. Yes, that's correct. We have a completely different Mutsu. And when I say completely different, no, it's not completely different. It's still somewhat the same. I mean, the ship hasn't changed in its appearance. But some of the stats on it have changed, and it's just a better ship overall. It's more enjoyable. While before the ship was released, I couldn't even crack 100,000 damage. First round in the ship after it was released, I did it immediately. The changes that they made were far and wide-reaching, and while there were not a lot of significant changes, there were just a few. They were enough to put this ship in a different category. And what were those changes? Well, first and foremost, the reload. The reload. It reloads faster now. 5 seconds faster. So you were looking at 35 seconds before, you're looking at 30 seconds now. And while 5 seconds does not sound like a lot, I mean, that's essentially an eternity for battleships. I mean, most ships reload quick, you know that. Battleships, you know, you're twiddling your thumbs, you're just kind of waiting to reload, and that 5 seconds, I mean, for a battleship, that's basically enough time to brew a pot of coffee. I mean, figuratively, not literally. Obviously, you can't brew a pot of coffee in 5 seconds, but in battleship time, absolutely you can. Because 5 seconds in a battleship is a long time, and that 5-second decrease in reload time is phenomenal. I mean, seriously, that is a big deal right there, and that helps your DPM go up, up, up. Yes, that's right. Also, another thing that happened was the turrets now move quicker. Before, they were slower than, well, they're slower than Rosie O'Donnell trying to chase a donut uphill. They were bad. They were very bad. Yeah. That's not a good mental image right there. Sorry I'm picking on Rosie O'Donnell, but that's the first thing that sprung to mind. Those turrets swiveled very slowly. Now they're a little bit quicker, which is cool. And also another thing that has happened, or was supposed to happen, the rudder shift. And the ship does turn quicker now, or at least it feels like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm on crack. Maybe I've been taking some psychedelic, psychotropic drugs, I don't know. But yes, it seems like this ship has a little giddy up to it. And it really feels like it moves more like the Congo. I mean, before the ship felt more like the Izumo in the way it moved, but now it feels a little more springy. You've got that kind of battle cruiser speed, maneuverability. Not completely, but it does move a little bit quicker. So that I am happy about. As a result, you know, the ship is, it's a decent ship. It is a viable option for tier 6. And if you were dissuaded from picking up the ship before, if you were not looking into picking the ship up because of the reviews you saw, because I said, hey, this work in progress needs to go back to the drawing boards, I think it's safe to pick it up now. And I think you can definitely have fun in this ship. It's worth a look, especially if you're a Battleship fan, especially if you're an IJN fan. I'm picking up the poo-poo. I'm scooping it back up in my hands. I'm taking it off the bridge of the ship that I placed it on, and this ship is no longer poo-pooed on. It's a good ship. It's a fun ship. And I think there's a lot of enjoyment to be had in the Mutsu. Again, I say the torpedoes are still somewhat of a novelty. I really haven't had a chance to use them, mainly because I don't want to get close enough to use them. Especially in higher tier gameplay, you can still wind up getting shellacked. But the guns, I don't know. Maybe they gave a slight buff to the Sigma or something else, because I feel like the guns are a lot more accurate. I put the plotting room upgrade on there, module, so that I have decreased dispersion. So my shots aren't landing in California and Maryland at the same time. Now they fall more like, let's say, Oklahoma and Arkansas. They're a little bit closer. Before it was really bad, but I find now my dispersion's a lot better. My shots are landing in a little bit tighter of a grouping, and that's given me the ability to hurt ships even more. So go for the Mutsu. Put that on there definitely to help your dispersion, because it's still wonky. But, you know, with this ship, you've got huge guns. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I've been citadeling Nagatos at range, punishing Bayerns and other tier 6 battleships. Nagato is obviously a tier 7, so being able to bully a tier 7 battleship is absolutely fun. Battleships in your own tier, though, you know, while I wasn't able to Citadel, Bayern I was attacking, you know, I'm taking 12,000 HP chunks of damage off of it, just absolutely bullying it. And as long as you keep angled, you're gonna do decently enough. You're gonna do fine. It's when you don't angle, it's when you decide to say, hey, I'm gonna sail broadside because I'm not paying attention and I'm clueless. That's when you're gonna run into trouble. That's where you're gonna have issues, and that's when you're gonna get hurt, especially in the upper tiers. And again, the thing to remember about the Mutsu is, because it's a tier 6 battleship, you're going to see a lot of tier 8s, and that's when you got to play smart. You've got to use that intellect that we all have hiding that usually only comes out under the influence of alcohol. They say everybody has a hidden talent until they're under the influence of alcohol. The same is probably true in World of Warships. We do daring and silly things that we normally wouldn't do when we're sober. So don't be that guy. Don't play like you're under the influence of anything, because if you do in this ship, you're going to pay for it. Play sober. Play smart. It might be boring, but in the higher tiers, you need to. You need to be methodical. You need to be careful, because a Bismarck or a North Carolina is going to eat you for lunch if you rush in thinking you're going to use your torpedoes and just sink it, because ultimately, even if you land both torpedoes, they're not going to do a single thing. You might dent the paint on a Bismarck. You might scratch it. You might take a little bit of paint off, some paint flakes, some paint chips, but no, you're not going to do a lot, and then it's going to absolutely hurt you. Another thing to take on this ship, another thing that you definitely want to take on this ship, take the fire prevention tool. Just take that captain skill, take fire prevention, because this ship is a tinderbox. It has a propensity to light up on flames rather quickly, and having that decreased chance for fires does help your survivability. Actually, the majority of my captain skills were focused around survivability. I took just about every survivability skill I could, so put those repair skills on there. Don't worry about the other stuff. I mean, you really don't need to with the guns you have. I mean, you're not going to take IFHE or anything like that. You're not going to take, well, yeah, take Superintendent if you have it. If you have the captain skills, take Superintendent at your 3-point skill first, then double back and take the repair skill. Yeah, just focus on your repair stuff, because you are going to get lit on fire, you are going to get hurt, you are still a little bit squishy, so just aid yourself. Help me help you by taking things that are going to help you survive. That being said, again, Mutsu, a lot different than we're used to. It is not the ship it was before it was released. So, take another look at it. If you love battleships, pick it up because it is fun now. And those guns are just absolutely devastating. So it has my mark of approval now. The Mutsu has arrived, so to speak. It's a good ship, and it's got the best guns in Tier 6. Unfortunately, the Mutsu was not in shops all that long at all. It was here and then it's gone. I think the last time it was in shop in North America was March 3rd, which is unfortunate because many of you might have missed your chance on it. So hopefully they're going to release this ship in the future at some point again. That being said, I might be able to help you all out. Well, at least one of you. Leave a comment in this video. Just any old comment, and I will pick one random comment from a North American player. That's North America only. Sorry, I have issues with the other regions. I can only do so much, but I will pick one comment to win a Mutsu. Yes, I have got my hands on one. I'm very, very fortunate, and I'm going to help you out if you didn't get one and give you the chance to get a Mutsu. So, anyhow, guys, that's all you got to do. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews in the near future. Anyhow, I am out.